It took everything in me to continue fighting, and you know, it's a cause that I believe very strongly in, that I'm passionate about.
Good evening. It's a landmark decision that could affect family law across the province, and it all started with a Brampton woman's constitutional challenge. Well, today a judge ruled in favor of the single mother, saying she's entitled to receive child support payments from the estranged father of her son, who is an adult living with a disability.
I'm excited to be a part of history, and I'm excited to be making such a difference.
This is the historic 60-page decision emailed to Robin Coates earlier this evening. In it, a judge backs up her claims that Section 31 of the Family Law Act of Ontario violates Joshua and Robin's Section 15 charter rights.
I screamed, and I was just such relief and just excitement and hope.
So Furious Pete is your role model.
Yeah.
Joshua Robin's 22-year-old son has a developmental disability and will require assistance and financial support for the rest of his life. And Robin says his estranged father, who has been paying child support since Josh was 4 years old, now wants to put a stop to the payments. And Ontario's laws are on his side. In the case of unmarried couples who are separated, like Robin, who never married Josh's father, financial support for the child living with a disability would end at the age of 18 or when the child is no longer in school full-time.
If the student like Josh can't get a job, well, then you want him to be, or her, to be in a day program, and that costs.
Josh reads and writes at a grade 2 level, and Robin says it's very expensive to care for him and pay for the day program.
I love it. Every morning I have my smoothie and walk down.
Robert Scheuer, Robin's lawyer, says this is a first for the province. Ontario and Alberta are the two only provinces that don't cover costs to care for disabled adult children.
The Ontario government, for whatever reason, has overlooked this particular aspect of the law and hasn't made a change.
But that change could soon be coming. Scheuer tells City News there are reports the Ontario government will introduce legislation in the fall to amend the gap in the law.
So hopefully within the next year or so, we're going to see Ontario be a unified jurisdiction in terms of support for disabled children.
Just hearing the province is looking into changing this law, Robin says this 4-year fight was all worth it.
I'm hoping that more women are going to come forward and that the government is going to hear more about how this is, detrimentally impacting people in Josh's situation.
Well, what comes next? A hearing will be set for Monday to determine exactly how much money each of the parents will contribute to Josh's costs. Meanwhile, Scheuer tells me he already has 2 more similar cases on the go. One of those cases is heading to the courts in November.